Prepare to experience the strongest radio allowable by law. Secrets will be revealed. Myths dispelled. From the studio gym where excuses never apply, it's Superhuman Radio with your host, Carl Lenore.
Something's going wrong with my mic today. A good, and I can tell. I'm looking at it. It's not working right. Hold on a second. Test. That's better. Okay, we're back. So this is my birthday show. This is where everyone in the audience is welcome to jump on and talk to me today. Wish me a happy birthday. Tell me you think the show sucks. I've got some old friends going to join me too. Got people that I grew up with, which will be like a walk down memory lane for me and the audience too. And hopefully we'll have some laughs and have some fun. I do have to thank our title sponsor, and that's Legendary Foods, for making the sweet roll. The sweet roll is for people who always wanted to have a Cinnabon but don't want to eat that crap, that sugar. You can now enjoy it without the guilt. Legendary has sweet rolls. They have a cinnamon, a chocolate, and a wild berry that will satisfy the need for dessert without derailing your diet or keeping you in your nutritional lane, so to speak. Go to shrnetwork.biz/legendary. Use the code SHR10 to let them know that you learned about them here on the show. And let me bring Brian on. Brian is my neighbor. Hey, Brian.
How we doing?
Good. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you perfect.
So Brian is the king of pranks, and he pranks everyone in the building and everyone he knows, his family members, to the point where he will be shot someday. One of these days, somebody's going to shoot him.
Please don't say that. I have 5 kids. I can't be shot.
No, I know. But no, I mean, when did you first start pranking people? Did you start pranking when you were very young?
Oh, I was 7 years old.
Do you remember what your first prank was?
Gosh. I used to put, I was probably 8 years old, and we used to travel with my brother, and I used to go on vacation with my parents, and I used to secretly put itching powder in their bed.
Oh, that made you very popular. Right.
And I remember my dad getting up at like 2 a.m, walking down to the front desk saying, "This bed's got too much starch," or it's just eating me up. And I just sat over there and just giggled in my pillow. And I never even told my brother. And we ended up switching rooms in the middle of the night because of the itching powder.
So when did they find out that was you? How long after?
Oh, I didn't tell him until I was probably 18 or so.
And what did they get pissed off at you? No. And so what do you think the best prank is that you pulled on me?
Oh, I think the best one was when you called that place for a birthday dinner, and I sent that text. Tell them about that.
So I was making reservations. I don't know if it was my birthday or Lisa's birthday, and it was someplace downtown. Oh, Swizzle, which was like a hot restaurant. And I made the reservations. And you know how these companies, like, you make a reservation, they send you an SMS message, like, "We're looking forward to seeing you." And Brian heard which restaurant it was, and he went and found out what their phone number was. And then he programmed this thing that he has, and he sent me a text message from the restaurant. And basically, what did it say? It said,
thank you. We're looking forward to seeing you on this date. Make sure you bring all your fat friends with you so we can sell them more food. And so Carl,
I can't believe they said that. Like,
so Carl takes a screenshot of it and puts it on Facebook and said, "This is brilliant marketing right here."
That was funny. I think the most annoying thing you did to me recently was stuck toilet paper in the fingertips of all of my motorcycle riding gloves. And I couldn't get my hands in them. And I didn't even realize it was you. Let's bring on Patrick Rogers. Patrick Rogers is here as well. Hey, Pat, how you doing, brother?
How you doing?
Good, good, good. You're a June baby, aren't you, or July? When is your birthday?
June 22nd.
There you go, June 22nd. For those of you who don't know who Patrick is, Patrick used to work with the what strongman organization were you with?
Strongman Corporation.
Strongman Corporation. And when we would see the strongman events and these guys are struggling to lift these weights and they're competing, and then Patrick would go and lift them and put them back where they belong. Like it was funny. Like these guys, and then Pat would go grab that. And, oh, that ball belongs over here. So that was Patrick. Patrick likes carrying heavy stuff, right, Pat?
Yes, sir. Happy birthday.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. And so this is farming season, right? Pat's a Renaissance man. He grows his own food. He processes his own cattle. What's going on right now on the farm?
Yeah, we got steers about halfway through the season for getting ready to take them in October for our beef. And we've went through our first batch of meat chickens. We've got about 25 chickens in the freezer now, and we've got 5 nice pigs on the way. And right now it's hay cutting season.
So Patrick, a good friend of mine, he raises pigs, and I said, what do you do with the thymus gland? And pig processors don't keep the thymus gland. That thymus gland is valuable. You need to start keeping them, and then look for old world recipes for sweetbreads. Usually they're made in stew, where you low heat cook that stuff, because that's thymic hormone. That's thymosin beta 4, beta 1, alpha 3, all of them. It's all in that thymus gland.
Yeah, we're gonna give that a shot this year after you've been talking about it. We've already talked to our butcher, and they told us they'd be happy to keep it for us. And it, like you said, it's a throwaway item, and you could probably talk, if everything works out, we could probably talk to the butcher, get all we wanted.
Right, because they're not keeping them now. They're not keeping them, and they don't know to keep them. And here's the funny thing: in beef production, so when it was sheep, they started calling them sweetbreads. And in beef production, sweetbreads can either be thymus gland or pancreas. And you don't want pancreas. You want the thymus gland because you want the thymic hormones. So a lot of people are buying sweetbreads because I've talked about it on the show so many times, but they're not getting thymus gland. You have to specify that you want thymus gland when you order sweetbreads. And there's magical value in eating the thymus gland. Magic. I mean, there's so much research on thymic hormones and what they do for us that and pigs are biologically like humans. So we're better off eating from pigs.
Right. And I agree with you on that. I think that pork is very underrated meat.
The pork producers have done a horrible job promoting pork. They could be doing all the same studies that the beef producers. There's studies now that show that eating beef, you got polyphenols in the flesh. You've got all these things. Vitamin C is in there. And they've done the work so that people go, wow, beef is really healthy. Like eating beef gives me polyphenols. I don't have to eat that fruit or that vegetable. It's in there already because the cow ate it. And now it's in his tissue. And so the pork producers need to step up their game, and they need to start doing that research.
Yeah. Pork has been crapped on for a long time. Everybody looks at the cholesterol with the false there, and they using with the bacon, ham, and so it's all salty and it's fatty, but it does not have to be, and it is really good meat. And I don't think that impact of pork in a bad way is nearly what they make it out to be.
No, well, part of the problem is that there are several religions that talk about not eating pork, and even the Native Americans. Some of the Native Americans, like the Mohawks, they didn't eat pork, and But the reason they didn't eat pork was for the same, pigs and bears are similar in biology also. Native Americans said that the bear was a spirit of a man. Like that they said bears and were men that went through some sort of transformation. And obviously I'm not debating that. It's not true. But what I am debating is there are several religions that say don't eat pork. But a lot of it has to do with the fact that I think they started to realize early on that humans and pigs, porcine, share biology. And so somebody recently told me that there's a theory that pigs and some other creature mated, and that's where humans come from. Now, I'm not saying that either, right? There's no evolutionary proof of that. But my position is that I think back in the day, thousands of years ago, they saw pigs as like similar to humans, and so they didn't eat them. That's my opinion.
Yeah, pigs are really smart. Pigs, it is almost impossible to poison a pig. A pig absolutely will not eat something, and they got a real keen sense of smell. I mean, they go after minerals. That's why they rooting in the ground for a mineral smell that they want. So they're extremely healthy.
When you don't feed them soybeans exclusively.
That's right. And I raise a Idaho pasture pig, which they're probably a 65 to 70% of their diet is actually grass.
Mm-hmm.
So,
did you all see that documentary on Las Vegas where they were taking all the food from all these casinos and feeding the?
I saw it firsthand. Look, when I was building my mobile telephone company, I washed dishes for the Las Vegas Hilton, the Flamingo Hilton on the Strip. And we used to take all that food and we had a separate dumpster. So, there was paper products and garbage and stuff like that. But then there was food, and we put it in, and the dumpster was picked up for free by a guy who owned pigs out in the desert. And there was everything you could imagine. There was cigarette butts and cigars in there. There was everything. And they would just dump it over, and the pigs would eat it. Now, keep in mind, those pigs were eating pork.
Yeah, a pig will eat the same thing a human will. Anything, any type of meat. If a human will eat it, a pig will eat it.
Can they eat bones too?
Yes.
Oh, hell yeah. I don't know if you ever saw that movie where, I don't know if it was Silence of the Lambs, but they, in Italy, when they killed somebody, the Italians have these huge pigs. They're like 300 pounds, 400 pounds. They at the shoulder, they're like 4.5 feet. And they would throw them in the pig pen, and the pigs would eat them. And there would be no evidence that somebody got killed.
That's correct.
Yep. Pigs. I mean, if you've ever gone wild boar hunting, that's not like shooting a deer. Deer run away from you. Boars run at you.
That's correct.
Wild pigs, feral pigs.
Pretty powerful animals.
Yeah.
Where's your farm at, Pat?
I'm in Virginia.
What part of Virginia?
South Central Virginia. If you know anything about NASCAR, Martinsville Speedway, it's close to where I am.
I'll be dang.
I look, if you're watching the show, click the link in the feed, and let's get some people on the show. I'm hoping that some people come in and talk. And as you can see, we'll talk about anything you want. There's no structure to this show today. Actually, I've invited some old friends who I'm hoping are going to join us soon. People I knew like back in high school and college, because I thought it would be fun to get some of them on the show. To chat up a little bit, because I figured this is going to be a very casual show. Hey, happy birthday, Carl, and you are dumb as hell. I like that. I don't know who that is, but thank you. I want to be on the show, but I'm at work. It's on your phone. Takes 2 seconds.
Go to the bathroom. Get in the stall.
Yeah, there you go. So Brian grew up in Lexington, Kentucky, right? Brian?
I grew up in Woodford County. So do you drink bourbon, Pat?
Oh, yeah.
I grew up in Woodford. You ever had Woodford Reserve?
Yep.
I grew up in Woodford County.
Do you know what you've ever seen the movie Lawless?
Yeah.
Franklin County. That's where that's right next door to me. That's where the moonshine capital of the world.
I'll be dang.
And that family is a real family that still has family members alive today. Bonded family.
A buddy of mine is trying to get on, Mike Agresto, a guy I grew up with, but it says your device is not connected. So you may need to close your browser, log back in, and make sure that you have elected to allow your camera to be in the browser. Here's an old friend, David Florida. How you doing, Dave?
Hello, Carl. Happy birthday.
Thank you for joining us. Mike, if you need help, Natalie's on the sideline. Look at the private chat, and Natalie will try to help you straighten out what the problem is. Natalie, if you could jump in. Can you hear me, Natalie? I know you're in the background.
Yep, I got it.
Okay, thank you, Natalie.
Here.
So David, where do you live?
Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Oh, wow. Nice. Very, very nice.
Not as nice as Louisville.
Is
Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Is it warm there or is it cold?
We're a little chilly today, but it's we've had a little bit of early summer, and then a cold front has come through for a couple of days. But yeah.
So David,
Elisa loves Michigan. She always wants to go up to Michigan. Good.
So David, we just bought a lake house in Angola, Indiana, which is probably an hour and 15 minutes from you, I believe.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever heard of it. It's Northeast Indiana.
I've heard of it. I've not been there. But,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, we have a guy putting floors now. And I'm looking at the map right now. He lives in Battle Creek, Michigan.
Yes, that's about 20 minutes east of us.
Yeah.
That's Kellogg country.
Is it?
Oh, is that right? Yeah, that's right. Battle Creek. Yeah. All right, my friend Mike Agresto is here. I can't let him wait. I want to have him on here. Hey, David, thank you very much for checking in and thanks for the birthday wishes. Okay.
Thank you, Carl.
Take care. Here he is.
How you doing, Carl?
Good. So Mike Agresto and I know each other since at least, 12, 13 years old?
Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah, it's got to be. And I especially got a shirt on for you, if you can see it.
Great. That's great. So how are you, Mike? You're retired now, right? Mike,
yes, I am.
He was an over-the-road truck driver, and then he worked in administration of truck drivers. So you drove a truck for how many years, Mike?
26 and a half years.
Yeah. And
happy birthday again, Carl.
Oh, and your birthday is coming up, right?
Father's Day this year, yeah.
Yeah, very
nice.
Sunday. You. A double wonderful day for you.
Yeah, it happens once in a while.
So most of the people that I feel the closest to from when I was young, I'm gonna say this, and then you don't have to own up to it, but we all did LSD together.
Yeah, we did some crazy shit.
Yeah, and so Mike was always one of those guys who was out, and we were always having fun, and it was really a great time growing up in Queens.
Yeah, it was some crazy shit.
160.
We had some good times, no doubt.
And Mike had a hot rod. He had a 60. Yours was a 67.
66.
66. And you had a big block in it, and that
it's pushing out about 500 horsepower. It was a 420. It was stock. It was a 427, 435 out of an old vet, like a 67 vet or something. But then a lot of work was done to it.
But that's when 500 horsepower was a lot of horsepower. Nowadays, you buy a car, you can buy a Mustang with a Whipple on it, and they're 900 horsepower.
Oh yeah.
Easy.
But back then, you didn't get many 500 horsepower cars on the street.
No, you didn't.
Thank God for daddies who own gas stations.
Yeah, right, exactly. Because Mike's father owned the gas station on 101st Avenue, so naturally, when he had work done, he had someplace to bring it. So,
yeah. Got a couple of pennies off on a gallon of gas, getting 3 miles to a gallon with those 488s, you know. So,
I don't think people know what 488s are. So to explain
the gears in the rear end.
Right.
The higher the gears, the bigger the gears, the faster you come out of the chute, the faster it launches. But then the faster the RPM goes up too. So, you can't take it for a long ride or something, or because you can't really run it on a parkway, keeping up with traffic because you'll blow the thing up.
Which I did.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The Chevelle that I bought from Ricky Truman had a 396, 375 with a 4-bolt main. It was a nice car. He had done the heads. The car ran fantastic. And I had 88s in it, and I drove it to Saratoga, New York. And it had solid lifters. And I raced a guy, and I was racing a guy, and I was in fourth gear, and the car was vibrating, and it literally kicked out of gear into the neutral gate. It over revved. I wiped out all the push rods and the whole right bank of pistons. The valves floated, and that was it. That was the end of the car. I never fixed it after that.
Well, when I put the big block in that car, I got it from Tippy. It originally was a 396 SS,
Right.
but I got it with a 327. Had a lot of work to it, and I had it sitting on the gas station idling, and it swallowed a valve. The valve went right through a piston.
Yeah.
And I bought that 427 off of Joey Calvaca, if you remember him.
I remember him. He had a I'm sure everybody's getting bored now, but he had a heavy. What was a high output Firebird, didn't he? Or was that the other Joey?
I don't remember. There was Frank Arico had a fire. Used to hang out at the park. Mike's brother. I still keep in touch with Mike. Frank had a 68, I think, Firebird, but it had a small block Chevy motor in it.
Yeah. You know what? I got to get off this subject because
okay.
I'm the one who started talking about it.
Yeah.
But I know Mike since I was probably 12 or 13 years old when we first moved from Brooklyn to South Ozone Park. Mike was one of my earliest friends, and we stayed friends the whole time I was in New York until I moved to Las Vegas. We were very close.
Yeah, and a couple of us, small bunch, are gone, and it's
Stephen Schmidt and Jimmy
and Jimmy Goog. Yeah, I lost a piece of me when both of them died.
I know, because we were like the four musketeers. I mean,
in fact, Schmitty was planning on moving down here. He was just having a lot of problem with the compensation board, and he was disabled. He wanted to get down here in the worst way, and I was really looking forward to it, knowing I was going to retire, and that really knocked me for a loop, I tell you.
Yeah.
Hey, Carl, I got to run. Hey,
okay.
Nice to meet you guys. Happy birthday, Carl. We love you.
And
my pleasure.
We're gonna bring Jason Lelou on, who has not only been a long-time listener, but he recently invested in Gunleash. How you doing, Jason?
Hey, good. How are you guys?
Good. Now, Jason, you're in Texas, right?
I'm actually working in New Mexico right now, but yeah, I live in Texas.
So somebody once told me that New Mexico is the right to starve state because they have like these laws where that protect the I don't know if they protect the unions or something else, but is New Mexico a rough state to live in?
I haven't found it so, but like I'm in Carlsbad, New Mexico. I'm basically on the border, in the little corner of Texas where New Mexico pokes into it. So
right.
And it's all oil field out here, so we're all cowboys.
Is that what you're doing? You're working on an oil field right now?
Yeah.
What do you do?
On this particular job, typically I'm an electrical inspector. So when they build stuff, I just watch them build it, make sure they build it to code and to the drawings properly and all that good stuff. But
and could you take like a mason bowl jar of oil home every night and put it on fill up a barrel after a month or two and sell it?
Absolutely. No,
yeah.
You never see all.
Absolutely.
Yeah, on this gig, I'm more of just a secretary, though. I don't even go out in the field very often. I just make sure everybody has parts and stuff for whatever they're building.
Yeah. So, Patrick, you said you're growing hay right now?
Yeah, we're cutting hay right now.
Cutting hay.
cutting and baling.
Do you roll it up in a ball or you actually put it in bales?
I have both ways, but I prefer I actually have a round baler that round bales the same size as small square bales. It's because they're a whole lot easier to have a lot less waste.
Yeah. That's interesting. And do you sell your hay to farmers or do you keep it for yourself? You do.
Yeah, whatever I don't need, I sell. I cut all I can cut.
Yeah, I bet. Mike, do you cut hay down there in Florida?
No, but my hair's still wet, I guess, because I just jumped out of the shower. Because when I was talking to you before, I actually was mowing my lawn. I just took a little bit of a break.
Yeah, cool. You like Florida, huh? You like living there?
Oh, I love it down here. It's it's nice. Where else can you go out on the boat in November and not freeze your ass off? Or I go in my pool 9 months out of the year. I get a kick out of our friends up north. They make a big thing Memorial Day weekend, the pool opening. Well, shit, I've been in my pool a few months already by Memorial Day weekend. And I'll probably be in there for Halloween,
Right. Now, do you fish, Mike?
I haven't really much down here. I used to fish a lot, like up in New York.
Right.
Because in New York, I used to go out with my brother-in-law with Roy on the boat, and you go out a mile and you could be in 100 feet of water. Here you go out. I'm on the Gulf, so here you go out. It's like a foot for every mile.
Right.
So you really got to go out to be in any kind of water.
Right.
But I got that try-to a couple of years ago. My family, we enjoy getting out on there. There's a lot of room. You could put 8 or 10 people on there, and you wouldn't be knocking into each other,
Hey, we got another listener that I recognize his name, Paulo Dostino. How you doing?
Hey, what's up, Carl? Happy birthday!
Thank you, and thanks for coming on. Now, where do you live? Where do you live?
I'm down in Irvine, California.
Oh wow, very nice. Yeah, I know. Irvine.
Yeah, I'm at work right now. I'm diagnosing and fixing a AC problem on a F-250.
Oh, okay. So is it just a leak, you think, or is it something else?
Yeah, the evaporator's leaking. I got to pull the dash.
Yeah, pain in the ass. Huh?
Yeah, well, when I worked at the dealer, that was my bread and butter. I would pull out like 2 or 3 dashes a week during the summer.
Because they leak that much, huh?
On the Jeep Grand Cherokees, they do. Yeah.
Why do they leak so much? I mean, is it a bad product, or is it just the roughness of the way the truck runs, or what?
My theory is it's bad aluminum because the leak isn't in one specific spot. It's pockmarked all over the evaporator core. So I think it just is porous aluminum, and it just seeps out.
Yeah, aluminum. I know billet is a different story, but back in the day when they had the Vega, they introduced the Vega. That aluminum engine sucked right out of the box. They had nothing but problems with warped heads, and then the metal they made the cars out of was like it rusted overnight. Like my sister bought a brand new green Vega. I'll never forget it. And
I remember that car.
You remember that? And right around the hinges for the hood, because the hood opened this way, it all rotted. Everything fell apart. The headlight housing fell apart between the crappy engine and the crappy metal they made the body out of. They should have gave everybody their money back. That was a lemon. God, like if you look in a dictionary for a lemon, it's a 69 Vega. That's what's in there. The 69 Vega.
Yeah, but they were nice with small blocks in them.
Yeah, I always wanted one. That's what I always.
Julius, remember Petronio had a motor in it.
Right, very, very nice.
Yeah.
So, Patrick, were you ever into hot rods when you were young?
No, we were into trucks.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we were more into pickup.
Holy crap! I can't believe who joined me. So this is one of my first friends ever. When I lived in Bed-Stuy on Walworth Street, Charlie Boy, Charles Saladino, was one of my first. We were friends since we were like 4 or 5 years old, right?
Yeah, about that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And we used to play box ball together. We played the street Skellies. This is what. Thank you so much for coming. This is great. And you're in the radio business, right?
Yeah, we made go-karts. We made we did it all.
Here's something nobody knows about: a carpet gun.
Oh my God! Yeah.
So when we were kids, the carpet was like almost like tar, and it would break apart. And so you take a long piece of wood, you take 5 or 6 rubber bands, nail them to the front of the wood, pull them back, get a clothespin, an alligator clothespin, and you put that in a hole, and then you put the piece of carpet between them and let it fly. And they were dangerous, right, Charles?
It hurt.
Oh, they cut you.
They could definitely slash you, and I gotta say, nobody put an eye out, so we were good.
I'm surprised we didn't, because those things were dangerous. They were dangerous. Carpet guns.
But you know what? It depended. Whatever we made in that neighborhood depended on what people threw out. If they threw out a baby, if they threw out a baby carriage, we made a go-kart.
Yeah, right.
If they threw out linoleum, we made carpet guns.
Right.
That was what it was.
And when somebody got a new refrigerator, they would throw the box out.
We had a tank.
Yeah, we made a tank out of the box. Walking along. Yeah.
Hey, we made good with what we had. We made good with what we had.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. But Charlie got the first bike of all of our friends, and then my father bought me a bike. This is when bicycles had the hard rubber tires. I had one of those, and then we had Robert and Kevin were good friends, and Robert was a big guy, and he got a bike, the big fat tires, and we called it a truck bike. Kevin had a truck bike. Yeah. Those were the days.
And remember,
And who are you gonna say? Remember AB? Remember AB?
Oh yeah, I got the shit kicked out of me by AB. So shaking his door.
So here's something fascinating. Where we grew up in Bed-Stuy, he still had horse and carriages, right? The guy Joe Mataras would collect the garbage.
He was a blacksmith.
Right. AB was a blacksmith. And so they bring their horses and he'd put new shoes on them. So we had a blacksmith on our street. Think about that. We had a black.
And I'm proud to say he beat the hell out of me.
So we would antagonize him. He put up the first cyclone fence I've ever seen in my life. And we would go because he didn't want us bothering him. And we'd chant A, B, C, D, A, B. Finally, he would run out after us, and he'd have like a ball-peen hammer in his hand. He never caught us.
Yeah.
Those are the days.
That was the fun days.
That's when an abandoned building was a play fortress. We played in abandoned buildings back then.
Yeah. Whatever we had, pure imagination. That's what we played with, pure imagination. We had nothing, but we had it all.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was it.
That's how it was back then.
Get a brand new a Spalding or Pensy Pinky ball, and you were in heaven, right? Play box ball.
Yeah.
Play
box ball Chinese with asses up.
Yeah, remember that?
Yeah.
And we used to play stoop ball,
stoop ball.
Yeah.
You'd hit the ball, the stepper would fly, and then somebody had to catch it, and then they would get to throw the ball.
We were just talking.
Off the point was 10 points.
Right.
Off the point.
We used to play baseball as stoop ball as baseball. And if you got it across the street, onto the sidewalk, it was a double. If you got it over the fence, it was a a triple, and if you hit the roof of the house, it was a home run. And on 106th Street, we made it a rule that we couldn't use Spaldings because they went too damn far.
Yes.
And if once you hit that second point off the stoop with a good shot, you could kiss that ball goodbye.
Right.
So we always played with Pensy Pinkies. At least we can keep an eye on them a little better. They weren't quite as lively. But we were just talking about that the other day, and we were laughing. It's funny how you think the stuff that happened 55, 60 years ago.
Go ahead, Charlie. What's up?
Well, you still have the pimple ball I sent you?
Yeah. You remember, Mike? Do you remember those? There was a hardware store in our neighborhood on Myrtle Avenue, and she sold the white balls that had the symbols and had a star in a circle. And
I don't remember that.
Well, he sent me one. What, about 3-4 years ago? It arrived at my house. Yeah.
That was. I have mine in like a baseball trophy case.
Yeah, pimple balls.
But,
they were expensive. They were expensive too.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm so glad that Charlie came. This is great. I know Charlie before I knew myself. We grew up on his house was on the corner. His house was right over Joe and Marie Ricker's store. Before we had A&Ps, we went to Joe and Marie's, and our parents bought their food there.
Yeah, definitely. It was. We grew up together. I mean, from the very, very beginning of my remembering anything, we were friends.
Right.
It was me, you, Davey, Kevin, Robert. That was about it.
And then the only girl was Donna Evangeline. Donna.
Yes, Donna and her cousin Teresa, I think.
Yes. Donna Evangeline's father was from Louisiana. And he had an accent, but I thought it was a Brooklyn accent, but it was actually a New Orleans, a Louisiana accent. And his name was Ambrose Evangeline, and him and his father-in-law, the first ones I've ever seen hunting, because if you remember, they used to bring the deers home down our street.
Yeah. Of course. I
have a story, and I'm wondering if you were there. So back in the day, the Wise guys used to own a candy store on Myrtle Avenue. Brother and all those guys, and they had a what do you call it? Jukebox in there, and it was my birthday, and my Aunt Rosie gave me it was like my 6th or 7th birthday. She gave me like $6 silver dollars, solid silver dollars. And I went over there and I put all $7 silver dollars in that jukebox and played the same over and over again because I loved it so much. So Andy Boy was a Wise guy, and he lived on Walworth Street on your side of the street, and he had a blonde-haired girl named Carol, platinum blonde. She looked like Honey West. I had such a crush on her. I was like 7 or 8 years old. So Cowboy, he was a Wise guy. He was actually he's part of the, now that I look back, the Gambino family. Cowboy calls me over. They had the booths in the back of the candy store, the round ones. They're sitting there, they're eating. Carl, come here, because they knew my father. They knew who I was.
Right.
He says, you want a kiss? And I didn't say anything. I just looked like this. He goes, go home and wash your face. I ran home. My mother said to me, what are you doing? I never wanted to wash my face. I ran home. I washed this cheek. I ran all the way back to the candy store, and Carol planted one like that right there on me. And I never forgot that. That was so funny. That was so funny.
Wow. That's yeah, the old neighborhood. It was great. And then we did the pilgrimage to Ozone Park, you and I.
Yes. Yeah, that was nice. Yeah. We both ended up.
I got some bad news from Ozone Park.
What?
You ready for this? Oxford's is closing.
Yeah.
Oxford's Bakery.
No kidding.
Yeah, in a couple of weeks, right?
Over 100 years.
Oh.
Yeah, it's closing up in a couple of weeks. 104th Street, Liberty Avenue.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's going bye-bye. Over
Yeah,
100 years.
I grew up about 3 blocks away from there. They had the best jelly donuts and crumb cake.
Oh, you got to believe it. Yeah. They
Oh, well,
had a crumb
there was
cake.
so many-
It
there
was
was so
like
many-
two.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, they two crumb cakes together, and you could either have custard or
Right, they
custard
did
or
that
cream,
too,
whipped
yeah.
cream in the middle.
I
They were
feel
the
bad.
best, and their
I
cream
feel
donuts.
bad. We turned this into Guys from New York show, and Patrick just left, and Jason Lalou. I think Jason Lalou was working, so I feel bad. But I'm glad that I thank you for being here and for this show. But I these things these are the memories I have. I mean, the other place that I loved was what was the pizzeria on Liberty Avenue? They had the best pizza. They were down towards the left.
Tommy's?
Romeo's or Friends?
I think it was Tom. I think it was Tom.
Yeah, okay.
Tommy's on the north side between 117th and 118th, I guess.
Yeah, but the truth is, Paulie Petrantonio's mother, they had a bakery.
She made a good pizza.
She made a good pizza, but she didn't make them often. When you were walking by, if it was in the window, you knew go in and get a slice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they made the best bread on Sunday.
Yeah.
Shit, I lived a block away, and and every Sunday used to go there for a couple of loaves, and by the time I get home, all the ends were taken off because I'd go in the bag and rip the end off and eat it for the walk home, you know.
Eat the heel. So when I lived in Brooklyn on Walworth Street, we used to go to St. Lucy's Church because that's where I was baptized. And next door to St. Lucy's Church, there was a industrial bakery called Stumer's, and they made rye bread, they made pumpernickel. When we get out of church, and they keep in mind, Catholic church, my father would knock on the door. A guy would come to the door. He'd say, "What do you want? Give me a loaf of pumpernickel and a loaf of rye." They would be steaming hot. They just came out of the oven, and then we'd pick up lox. I'm trying to think which deli we went to. We'd pick up lox and cream cheese and go home, and we'd have lox and cream cheese for after church. You know.
Remember Maxwell's Bakery on Atlantic Avenue?
Yes.
Yeah, my grandmother lived in Bed-Stuy, and that was a Sunday. We used to go down to Bed-Stuy for Sunday dinner with the family, and had to stop at Maxwell's.
So now we're joined by another Guinea. This is the Four Guineas show. Joe Cristiano is here. How you doing, Joe?
Good. Happy birthday, Carl. Carl shares a birthday with my 15-year-old.
That's right. Joey and me, we both born on June 11th, but different years.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, Joe, you are in upstate New York, right? That's where you live, right?
Yeah, we're in Rochester.
Yeah, Rochester's nice. I like Rochester.
It's nice if you don't want to do nothing, you got nothing to do. It's nice.
So we would be like hanging out, Mike and I, and maybe we were up all night long, and Mike would go, "You want to go to the Red Rooster?" And we would drive to Brewster, New York.
The Rooster and Brewster.
And we would have breakfast. It was like an hour ride, right? Each way. Right?
Yeah, because it was halfway to Skip's house. Skippy Meyer, he lived in Millerton. Yeah. And Brewster was like halfway. It was like, it was off the Hutch, I think. We used to take the Hutch up to 22, if I remember correctly.
The Red Rooster in Brewster.
Yeah, the Rooster in Brewster. The first time Holmes was with us there, and the first time we were going upstate with Tippy and everybody, and they're ordering eggs, everybody's ordering breakfast, and the waitress comes up to Holmes and says, "How do you want your eggs?" And he says, "Regular." Everybody's like, "Regular? What's regular?"
Yeah, he was funny.
Yeah, I see him once in a while.
Is he still doing the thing where he goes to the football games and gets all covered up?
No, not anymore. That's over for years. He's retired now. He's out. He doesn't go to too many games. But
so Joe has a beautiful. Is she your wife or your girlfriend? What is she?
Fiance. So right in between there.
Okay. Joe's got a beautiful fiance. She competes in bikini, right? She's bikini.
Yeah, she's actually doing the Miss Bikini USA pageant in Miami in 3 weeks. This is something new for us. We never did never did like a beauty pageant type thing, so it's kind of cool.
What and then the name of your gym is? It sounds like Geronimo for some reason. I keep thinking. What's the name of your gym?
No, we're J&J Personal Training.
Oh, okay.
We had 2 general gyms, and then it's boy, competing with LA Fitness and Planet Fitness and places like that. You can't stay in business. So we just decided to just do personal training about 4 years ago, and it's worked out well.
Yeah. So that he's in the gym business. He used to compete. You still compete, or you don't compete anymore?
It's been 2 years, but you know what? This fall's 30 years since my first show when I was a teenager. So who knows? Maybe next year.
And you're gonna keep the beard, I guess, huh? It's final.
Yeah. You know what? That's why I like that Hottie Chupin, the Mr. Olympia. He's the only Mr. Olympia I think with a beard.
Right. Yeah, that's
I feel like Santa Claus. I haven't got the beard dye from my friend this week, so it's a little bit gray, but not bad.
I dye my hair. I just dye the top. I get like a mohawk, and I just I leave that long, and I just dye the top, and that's it. It's easy. It's cheap. I do it myself. I got this thing from L'Oreal. You crack it, shake it, and boom, 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 and I'm done. That's it.
Yeah, it's great.
I'm not going to spend.
Boy, my hair's about white.
Okay, we got another New Yorker. This is great. I'm enjoying this. So this is my friend Frank Pignatano. We went to college together. We met in college. Another guy that I did a lot of acid with. And I've told stories about his brother. His brother Neil, he went to Stony Brook, and he made LSD in the eyedropper form. That's where I got that, Joe.
The window pane you talked about.
No, but that
Oh my God.
The window pane, I used to take 2 of them, put one under each eyelid, so you had 4 of them. And then 18 hours later, you say, "Where am I?"
Yeah. But no, Neil, all of his Brainiac friends, they made their own LSD, and they made it in eyedropper form.
Yep.
What was that?
They were in Stony Brook University, and they used to bring us out there to use us as guinea pigs.
Yeah, I know. That's true. They used us as guinea pigs. They would laugh. At us. And I'm wearing a CBGB shirt because Frankie and I used to go there and wreck that place once a week. on Bowery, for anybody who remembers Bowery Street.
Yeah, and then when that place was gone, we used to go next door to Great Gildersleeves.
Right, and wait a second, and Frankie reminded me that's where the Hell's Angels Club was, right around the corner.
Third Avenue, yep.
Yeah. Yep. So what are you doing, Frank? I thought you were going golfing.
I did. I'm sitting at Clementi's clam bar, eating soft shell crabs, eating oysters in Sheepshead Bay, and it's the best crabs you'll ever want to eat.
Yeah, I love soft shell crab. Can't get a good
one. Dude.
If you want a picture of him
golfing, what are you kidding me? There was kids there that were 10, 12 years old that hitting the ball further than me. And you know what I did? I took the rest of my golf balls and gave them to them.
Did you really?
Yes, I did.
So, Mike, you'll get a kick at this because I know you're a big baseball fan. But Frank's father is Joe Pignatano. He played for the Brooklyn Dodgers. He played for the Mets. He played for the Atlanta Braves. He was a pitching coach. He was a Dodgers. Yeah, he just passed away.
My godfather is Gil Hodges.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Yeah. You know who used to babysit me when I was a year old? Sandy Koufax.
Come on.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
Yeah. I was a spoiled brat. And then and I got worse.
Frankie and I were in college together, and we decided to go upstate New York to the Adirondacks to go bear hunting. His father had a brand new LeSabre, Buick LeSabre. It was probably 3 or 4 months old, right? That was a brand new.
Yeah, and it was what they put the ceramic coating on it.
Yeah. It looks like it was silver with the oxblood.
Burgundy. Yes.
Beautiful. So he says to his father, "Dad, we're going to take the car and go upstate." And that's all he said. He goes, "Okay." Like his father figures out. We didn't tell him we were going to go to Loch Mulla, north of Rome, to go hunting. So we actually took that car And the night we drove up at night. We drove upstate at night. It was like a 5-hour ride, and it was Jimi Hendrix's birthday, and WPLJ.
In November. How
But
about when we stopped at that bar to get beer?
oh, well, we'll talk about that in a second. But they had WPLJ was just playing Jimi Hendrix all night long. We had like an ounce of weed. We smoked pot the
Old
whole
Bushmills.
and we drank a bottle of Old Bushmill just in the car getting to the place, getting to Loch Muller. That was funny. Those were the
I
days.
gotta go back to work. I just want to say happy birthday.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks for
Okay,
being
buddy.
here.
Thank you. I'll
Yeah,
talk to
tell
you
you.
soon.
Listen, I got to let you know how I met Carl. We met in college. Now, I was sitting there. I was in chemistry. I was in chemistry lab. Now they had the lab tables. You had 3 on one side, 3 on the other side, with 4 benches on them. The second week I get in there, here's this guy sitting at my table with his members only jacket on. He's got his sunglasses. I says, who the frick is this son of a bitch?
True story. So Frankie walks up to the table. He's got a pair of Wranglers on. He's got a primary chain for a belt.
Yeah.
From a Harley Davidson, right?
How about my beard and my vest?
Oh, and he had a possum vest over a bomber jacket and like a Crocodile Dundee hat on. Yeah, but we hit it right off. It was his birthday, and so I took him to the backstretch at the racetrack because it was his birthday, and we hung out. We went to Belmont Park. We drank. We had a great time.
Dude,
Yeah.
that was the best day of my life because since then, him and I have been best friends. We've done so much stuff together. When my father was going down to spring training, he used to sleep over the house. We built custom motorcycles in the basement.
And we used to spray. Michael,
The what?
We used to spray paint the bike.
Oh my God!
In the basement, and his father had like a $10,000 pool table over the overspray was like this. Yeah. Those are the days. So here's a good story. Downstairs from us at New York City Tech, they had the dental hygiene department. Really, really pretty girls. We were always getting our teeth cleaned. So they kept Everclear to sterilize the instruments. And there was a little diner across the street from the school. And we would steal the can of Everclear. We'd get a container of orange juice, pour half it out, put the Everclear in, and we would drink that all day long in school. And
I used to go. Oh, what are you kidding me? I used to go. I was the only one that had a locker for 8 of us. Now, no books were in there. You had lines, you had pot, you had there was nothing in there for books and coats. We used to go get the Everclear. We used to go and get. Remember when you used to get the big containers of high C?
Yeah.
All right. We used to turn that into with the 200 proof Everclear, and we used to sit in the courtyard and drink it till none of us could walk out.
It's funny.
All right, Carl, and the rest and the rest of you guineas, I gotta go.
Yeah.
I got something going on. I didn't realize it was this late. Carl, happy birthday again, and I'm really glad I got to do this.
Yeah, this was fun. Thanks for being here, brother. Thank you.
God bless you.
All right.
God bless you and your family.
You too. Everybody have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye.
I think we're running low on time anyway. I didn't want to run any commercials today. I just wanted it to be a very casual conversation with old friends, and this is what it worked out. I didn't think Charlie. I know Charlie since I was right after I was born. I mean, we
Hey, I want you to know.
So, Charlie, that makes you 100 years old, right?
I want you to know I'm working, but I had to come on this to say hello because it's just a blast. Like knowing, like you are the first friend that I've ever had, the first group of friends, and to still keep in touch, that's an amazing thing.
I know.
If you come to New York, You come back to New York, oh my God, we are going to celebrate. Oh, forget it. We'll go to all the old haunts.
Yeah,
he's one of my oldest friends that I've ever had. And even though the first day I wanted to know, who the fuck are you sitting at my table?
That's funny.
But that's the way it happens, man. That's the way it happens.
It does.
But anyway, somewhere down the road, Mr. Lenore, we are cousins.
Yes, I know.
I believe we are cousins somewhere down the road. Because I still stay in touch with
on the Rizzo side, right? On the Rizzo side?
Right, on the Rizzo side. Because Judy and Joe Rizzo's mother was my grandmother's half sister.
Right.
So we're all related. I still speak with Judy Ann Rizzo.
I fell down the stairs in her basement and lost my first tooth. I tried to go down the stairs with my hands in my pocket. I must have been like maybe 6 years old. And then the tooth came right out, and it was a baby tooth, thank God. But yeah, the tooth came right.
But anyway, Mr. Lenore, I have to go because I do have to work. But I just wanted to, definitely. I just wanted to say hello, wish you a beautiful birthday.
What are you talking about work?
Keep in
What are you
touch,
talking
buddy.
about work?
Right?
That's a full letter word. Your mother told me you never use them.
Work is a letter word.
Take care, guy. I gotta go.
Love you, brother. Thank you.
Good.
God bless you. God bless you. All right, Cole. Listen, it was a pleasure, my friend.
Yeah. I want to thank anybody who listened to the show because I can't imagine any of it was interesting. But thank you for being here. Those of you who logged on and came on the show, thanks for making the time. Jason Lalou, sorry. I think you were still working. Patrick, thank you for being here. Mike Agresto, thanks for being here. All right, that's it. We have a good show Friday. If you're worried about skin cancer, you're going to want to tune in to Friday's show because we're going to talk about something that everybody should know if they are concerned about skin cancer. Let me see here.
Love you, brother.
Take care, Frankie. Thanks a lot.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Give Mary a kiss. Bye. Let's see here. We got some comments. Thanks, everyone. Sean Wasson loved it. Thank you for saying that. Oshin Day says, late arrival, but glad to be here. Happy birthday, Carl. Thanks for all the hard work and great episodes the past 17 years. Well, thank you for paying attention because without people like you, I would just be talking to myself, which is what's going on right now. So I'm going to end this show. Thanks for being here, everybody. We'll see you Friday. Tune in Friday. It's going to be a good show about skin cancer. See you then.